morning, lovely people. I just wanted to talk to you on my commute. I forgot to send out a message on Monday. The weather threw me off, so I just totally forgot until yesterday evening. But a thought came to me as I was driving this morning, and the thought is what areas are we still being held in bondage because of our lack of effort to do the work to get free? Now, salvation is free. Jesus paid the price that we can have a life free, to have a life covered in his blood, that we could be in right standing with the Father. So our salvation is free, but the freedom in our day-to-day life, we got to work for it. The freedom in our day-to-day life, we got to make a conscious decision to fight for it daily. Just like the Bible tells us to pick up your cross daily. Daily we have to pick up that cross, and we have to bear whatever that cross looks like that the Lord has given us. We got to bear it. Whatever issues that we got that might not have been even of our own doing, we still have to grow past those things, because everything that we do is not just for ourselves. Some of the trials and some of the lessons that we learn, they're lessons that we learn that we are able to go out and, for one, be a testimony of God's goodness and his mercy and his overcoming power, but also to help others know how he did it through us so that they can do it as well. And so many of us have the same synopsis, the same story, same story, but we overcome them differently, and sometimes we overcome them the same way if only we would share. Our pastor says this. He said it's a bunch of y'all in here in witness protection that won't share your testimony, that's keeping other people from getting healed, getting free. But the only way that cycle can happen is if you make a conscious choice that, no, I don't want to struggle with this trauma from my childhood anymore. No, I don't want to struggle with depression anymore. And I'm not saying that depression and anxiety are not a real thing. Some people really do have to take medicine for their depression and anxiety. It's just a chemical imbalance. There's nothing that you can do about that but go to the doctor, take the medicine. But even in that, do the work. Go to the doctor, get the medicine, so that you don't have to suffer. Why would we suffer if Jesus didn't call us to suffer all the time? We will have moments where we'll suffer. We will have trials, we will have tribulations, because he has had those things, and he has overcome those things. So therefore, he is the living example of what the Lord has called us to do. So if he has overcome, we should overcome. And we have the victory, the overall victory of the enemy. We already have that. We already have that. But our daily lives, our day-to-day things that we struggle with, that we don't have to struggle with, why are we still struggling with them when we can choose to do the hard work now, so that eventually we're free, or at least freer than we were. I'm gonna be very honest, because for me, I had a struggle. I had a struggle with fear. I had a struggle with lust. I had a struggle with alcohol at one point, like just not even necessarily self-control, but I did have that as well, self-control. It's a lot. If you want to know my testimony, just ask me. I'll tell you my business if the Lord say I can. But I've had some struggles in my life, but God is an overcomer. He is overcoming in me, and greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. So greater is that spirit that rests on the inside of me to continuously help me to overcome the things that is not of the Lord. So let's seek to be free, and not just lean on the Lord to do all the work. Yes, he's gonna do a big chunk of the work. He didn't set us free, and that he has given us salvation, set us free to the wages of sin, which is death. But we got to do the hard work, to be willing to get off our high horse, stop being lazy, and do the hard work. Be mindful of the things that we intake. Me and the lady talked yesterday about our eye gates and our ear gates. Being mindful of our eye gates and our ear gates. I will be very honest and forthcoming. I would send myself into a depression cycle because of the stuff that I would intake. I would sit here and watch all these romance movies and all these things, knowing I just broke up with somebody. Me and somebody just broke up that I was really in love with and been with for years. But I'm steady intaking stuff that I know is not conducive to me healing in that moment. It's nothing wrong with being in love, but if your heart is broken, why would you keep feeding something somebody else's fictitious love story into your heart, into your mind, into your eyes, for you to be filled with a spirit of envy and a spirit of longing and a spirit of jealousy. Like, why would you keep doing it to yourself? And the Holy Spirit had to show me I was doing it to myself, and that's why I was struggling for one, to move on and to fully be released and be healed from those soul ties, for one. But also, I was bringing that stuff back around every year, every Valentine's Day, every Christmas. I got this slump. And the thing about Christmas, I can sort of pep it up because I would just do for other people. But Valentine's Day, baby, I'm in a slump. I gotta find something to do, so I don't be sitting. You gotta be comfortable enough being in God enough to be good in yourself without the other stuff. So yeah, this was long. I'm sorry it was so long, but I love y'all. Just wanted to encourage and remind y'all, do the hard